And oh, this is bouncing a lot. Let me fix that for you. If you can hear me, let me know in the chat. Just making sure that my Bluetooth and everything is connected. And yeah. Otherwise, welcome to Saturday night in the car. I sent out the invite, and we'll see when we get some guests. They'll be here sometime, I hope. All right, let's open a little bit of windows. All right, welcome everybody. Now it's time for the smoking time. Okay, so what's everybody smoking tonight? Anything good? We got a few people in here. Remember to hit the like. All right, thanks for coming. We don't have the guests yet. I don't know why. I invited them. I told them, but they must be busy. Duel in the dark, right? Smoking good stuff at my house. Nice. Me too. I got something purple, and I don't recall the name at this moment. You know, I haven't been a fan of these purple ganjas lately. I feel like they force it too much, and you know, you can make ganja purple with effing with the temperature. I don't know. I don't like that, guys. I don't like that at all. Hold on. Let me all right. All right. I'm back. I'm trying to get prime or okay. So we'll see if we get oh, that's right. Kylan is sick AF. I forgot. Dude has well, I don't want to freaking shout out what he's got, but he's sick, man. Freaking, you go out in public nowadays. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get sick. I don't get sick because I don't do anything. I'm just at home with the baby all the time. When I do go out, it's outside. You know, flea market nation. Yo, yo. You guys don't know. Um, what two collections in the last week? This one not so good. It's gonna be freaking tough to pull my money out of. It's like it has a full set of Dominaria with like half the set in foil. Of course, not Mox Amber in foil. However, there's like a couple more partial sets that he made as well. So there's like two Mox Ambers, which helps the value. Okay, but the rest of it is like, oh, it's such bulk. Eldraine, Magic 2019, Magic 2020, Theros, Kaldheim, commons and uncommons. Oh my god. So this collection that I'm talking about, the $300 one, was I met the guy at the flea market. He was selling like one of those bulk boxes, like 5,000, you know, like 4 or 5 rows, like 1,000 each. And I got that from him. Mirage, Portal, Stronghold, a lot of commons and uncommons, but there were a couple of hits. This that I bought, I didn't look through it all yet, but I glanced and spot checked, and god damn, it's such common uncommons. I'm gonna have to really look for like, you know, there are some commons and uncommons that are like $2 to $5 in those sets, you know, and I'm gonna have to sort every goddamn card to get those commons and uncommons to make it worthwhile. Hello, Michael Superbacker. So this collection was I bought a box from him at the flea market and then met him outside of the flea market for the rest of his collection. Should have left it alone. The other collection, holy crap. So there's two flea markets. One I go to every Sunday. That one was canceled. There's another one that pops up like maybe every 2 months. It has one maybe every month and a half, something like that. It's on certain occasions, and so this was the holiday, so they had it on Saturday. They have it Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Nobody goes Friday. It's Saturday and Sunday. That's the real shit. And my regular one canceled for Sunday, and so I went to the Saturday one because there was a forecast of thunderstorms and rain. And I went to the Saturday one. Holy shit! The mountain of MTG that I encountered was it was a guy selling the remnants of his collection, like it had been picked through a long time ago. But a long time ago, there's a lot that changes. And when people pick through collections, they take the obvious stuff. And so there was a lot of meat left on that bone. I sat there hunched over for like 4 or 5 hours. Let's not say six. That was an exaggeration. Although I drove an hour and a quarter each way, so maybe 6 hours total, maybe 8 hours total when you count in all the time. Anyway, hunched over, sorting and sorting, freaking, oh my God, for hours. Pulled out so many hits. And then I left because, like, people like that tend to value the bulk more than it is. So you're better off picking out a small stack and being like, "What do you want for this?" Because if you take a huge pile, they're going to be like, "Well, that's a lot of cards. I have to charge you a lot." And it's like, "Well, I didn't really want this big chunk. It's just that there's a couple of cards in there that I want." You know what I'm saying? So, I left and I couldn't stop thinking about it. I had to go back the next day. I left so much value, so I'm glad I went back the next day and I spent another 6 hours bent over sorting through all those binders and all those cards. People put such garbage in binders. I don't understand it. Like I see so many binders with lads, basic lads from sets where it doesn't matter. And it's never gonna be valuable. I just don't understand. Compared by U-Haul size, how big is your pile now? It's too big. Cardboard splendor. I just finished sorting everything I had too, and now I got these two more massive collections. It's ridiculous. It never ends. It never ends. I spent the whole freaking summer sorting. I sorted a pallet of my freaking brother's cards. Like Jesus, I had to lay it all out on two huge, like 12-foot tables. Ridiculous. It's not even worth time to binder it. My bulk is all in cardboard boxes, not even the sorter, it's just a plain box. Yeah, no, I know. But at this point, I sorted my shit just so crazily that what I have left at the warehouse, yeah, I bet Pete's cards. What I have left at the warehouse is all those log white boxes, but every single one of them has one thing and one thing only, like Kaladesh commons or Innistrad uncommons, and it's no like it's no it's no small amount, guys. There's a resolution to it all, too well repacks, but no, because there's too much bulk for that. I want to have good stuff in the repacks. I'm thinking about doing them again, but I don't know, this didn't sell that well. Maybe I'll do flea market repacks again. I don't know. I'm kind of torn, guys, like because of how bad the last ones did. But I know it's also like the moment. It's not a good time for MTG. Really, the link isn't working, Twiddler. Hold on. Let me try. I just sent it again. I don't know. I don't think I can get like another. Add guest. Let me see. Copy link. No, I guess I can. This is a new thing for me. The last link I sent. Try it out, Twiddler. I know, right? Sideshow will buy it. He buys bulk. So hear me out. Add. Oh, there you go, Twiddler. There was in test repack sales slowed. I got your next set will build popular for your first repacks to be sold out. Cardboard Splendor. I was thinking about doing a package deal with them, so like that's along the lines of what what you're talking about. Like you can get one of the new ones and one of the old ones. What up, Twiddler? How you doing?
What's going on?
Chilling. I like to see all the product always in the background, man.
There you go.
Your background is so much better than it used to be. It's awesome, man. I'm glad you did that. It's
what I
great.
need to do is I need to get this side looking like this side. This is all my
No, I know it's hard to make those white boxes like that, though.
Right.
But like you have so many cards there. What are you gonna do?
right. Well, those are all
Yeah.
those are all my bulk and my extras that I got to get sorted and all that stuff and
LD.
whatnot. So,
Yeah,
hey,
no doubt. Twiddler, man. I spent months this summer sorting. Like I had to get 2 huge tables and lay them out for weeks covered in the warehouse. It's ridiculous.
look at Feldy running his mouth there. What?
Yeah.
I tell you what, Feldy, when Auburn wins the game, then we can probably talk about teams that don't suck.
These guys are always going at it in the freaking in the chat. No, Cardboard Splendor. I actually had flea market repacks that I did for the first 2 years that I did flea markets. I made repacks with that stuff in them, and that sold out great. But that was still during like when Magic had some like push, and the market wasn't so bad, and so they sold out right away. There's the second one exactly. Better than war. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do that as a deal. It's good stuff. People have won some good stuff. Boxes of War of the Spark, Japanese, and 9.5s, foils, alternate art. Crazy.
I've got 16 of these left. If anybody's interested.
I know, right? Ridiculous. Well, what can you do?
Yeah,
I feel bad for Shadow Pen. He went in good. He went in big, but he did. It was like one of the worst boxes that you could have gotten from that. He just had the bad luck. Stefan got some good luck with it.
Or two that you sent me, those hit big. We had a lot of good stuff in there.
I know. And it was just you hitting shit. Every time I opened something on my channel, it was always garbage.
I know.
It was some real
I
horse
was having
shit,
better
man.
luck on my stream than you were with your own problem.
Yeah, that's some garbage.
Go freaking figure, right?
Yeah, right. So Kevin is adding to the discussion about the Magic market that it's only good for the most recent MTG products. I agree. Vintage is not in a good place right now. And one of the things I wanted to talk about earlier on my channel was, about the 20-year cycle in collectibles, right, Twiddler?
Fill me in.
Well, it's basically like things come back around again when people get old enough to rebuy their youth.
Oh, okay.
So it's like like a 33-year-old is buying stuff that they were playing with when they were 30, or a 28-year-old buying toys that to display that they were playing with when they were 8.
Right.
And so it's a 20-year cycle of things that become popular again. They see a resurgence. Right now, Xbox 360 games for 2 reasons. One, they're 20 years old, and 2, they're killing Xbox Live, so you can't play these games for free anymore.
Right.
So you need to have the actual disc. So there's 2 reasons that they're going up, but it's part of that 20-year cycle thing. So vintage Magic before Urza Saga is 30 years old now. It's a bit over that hump, and people are kind of over it. And what's 20 years old is the Silver Age foils.
Right.
And now I don't know if they're going to get any bigger than they are, but their prices right now kind of reflect that 20-year cycle. And I'm wondering if it's going to continue for Silver Age foils, or if this is a maximum. I don't think it's a maximum, but Silver Age foils, I do believe is like the next leg up.
You saw the list of products that I posted the other day on our chat, right? And how much they had dropped.
I don't know. Because you guys, sometimes there's like pages of stuff, and I just can't do it.
Right.
So I don't know if I read that
When you,
one.
me, Feldy, and Kylan get talking, we can do 500 chats before you get on.
Yeah. So sometimes I open it and I don't know if I read that. Give me a refresher.
And you reset it?
Yeah.
Like cycle it, leave it empty?
Yeah.
I know you're done with it, but showing your building of the next set will attract buyers. You mean cardboard slender? Please explain it a little bit more. See, Feldy, I had to mute it today. Exactly.
Because we get, well, and then like me and Kylan, we're up sometimes at like 5
Yeah.
a.m. our times. It's waking everybody up.
Yeah. Two Eds are better than
There
one,
you
says
go.
Doc Lab. Oh yeah.
So hey, check
Doc
this
Lab
out.
had the first bad luck in a long time on one of my box breaks.
So hey, I got some not really some info for you, but I've been talking about putting together this pull game with nothing but land in it. I don't know if you saw that.
Okay.
Um,
Yes, I did see you saying that.
so that's going to be an ended
That's
year.
ambitious.
Yep, it's going to be. Well, I've got like 60 land cards now and a duel, so I'm good. I just need to swap out some of the lands for some of the newer sets as they come out, like Duskmourn
Gotcha.
comes out and anything after that, just so I have a little bit of
Duskmourn
everything.
has a sick land cycle.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So my question to you is I know we were talking about having another 2Eds stream. I was thinking maybe end of November-ish, maybe.
Sure, sounds good. Are we gonna do all lands or what are we doing?
Well, no, I'm
all
gonna keep my all lands for it. That's my end of the year pull game.
Gotcha.
So
I might have a couple of cards for you if but we'll talk about that.
yeah.
You know
We'll
what I mean?
get together, put something together. I mean, something something that, because in November people are starting to buy for their families and their kids and all this other stuff, getting ready for Christmas
And themselves. They also buy for themselves too.
And for themselves.
Don't forget that.
So what we need to do is we need to come up with something that's intriguing for the holiday season, in my opinion. And so you and I will get together at some point and figure out something. We'll put together something spicy. And
I mean, I say stuff like all reserve list, but nowadays that's not that popular, so I don't even know.
That's true. But let me tell you, it's not all that popular. But if you ever notice in my pull games, there are 6. I have that box with all reserve list and vintage cards in it, and people clamor to get that card so that they can pull one of those cards. Because I gave away 3 unlimiteds in a row, and they were all excited about it. So I think there's hype there. Obviously, it's not necessarily free because they're paying for the pull, but in order to get their hands on something at a good price, I think.
Yeah, no, I got you. So it's you know how to build the games better than me, but there's a lot of options when it comes to reserve lists, but it just doesn't have that push of prices going up right now. That's the problem with reserve lists.
I don't think it has the like people. I'm noticing people are wanting on my streams. They've been hitting things like Double Masters 2022. I've had questions about Double Masters VIP. People are looking for the big hit, the big thing, something that they can pull $100 cards out of.
Yeah, I figure. I think that the chase is what's driving the next leg in Magic, and I think when I say that, like confettis and cereal and all these freaking crazy subsets, I think that's where the next push in Magic is too, actually, which is weird, man. It's weird.
I've already got I think a lot of you're right. The WotC is putting out, Hasbro, whoever is putting out so much product so fast that what I see is I see a shift when somebody spends a lot, like on my streams, for one set. Then the next set, I'll see a different group of people, and that first set kind of pulls back a little, and I don't know if it's just people are picking and choosing sets, or if they're just, hey, listen, this one burned me out. I got to wait a set before I can get into the next.
Well, I feel like if you don't pick and choose sets nowadays, and you try to buy Magic like you used to, you're gonna lose your ass.
Oh, absolutely.
So I feel like you really have to. But another thing that I've noticed that I think is part of the problem with vintage is that when you have all these new crazy sets and information coming out, who has time for vintage? And especially when they're doing well, and it's easy to just go to the store and buy a box of Lord of the Rings and watch it go up, like what's the point then, like why even bother? So it's kind of interesting. I feel like when Magic is in a bad place, that's when vintage shines,
Let me ask you a question then, an opinion question. I want to know your opinion on something. I came back into the market here 3 years ago, I guess, going on 3 years now. And I've noticed, back in 94, 95 and all that, when I was playing and all, there wasn't as much collectability over everything. Now, over time, obviously, collectability became a big thing. And then this overburdened push for putting out as much product as possible and reprints kind of killed the collectability market. So my question is, why hasn't the vintage become that collectible, where there would be a shift from the new stuff to the old stuff, instead of people complaining about not being able to collect the new stuff, focus on the reserve list and all that stuff.
I mean, this is what I always preach, but see, the problem is like the reserve list with power creep, right? Reserve list isn't that crazy powerful necessarily anymore. Cards used to go on the reserve list because they were too powerful.
Right.
Black Lotus and Moxes back in the day, keep them on the reserve list. Let's keep them there. Like they weren't reprinted, so let's not do it.
Right.
But like with power creep now, a lot of these cards that were once too powerful and on the reserve list, they're not anymore. So that kind of has taken a lot of the steam out of the reserve list, actually, was that power creep. But I don't know why people don't understand this, right? Like Arabian Nights rares, there's 20,000 of them. How many of them are 9.5s truly? 100, 200?
Right.
Like, not that many, like less than 0.1%.
Right.
And yet you see some of these 9.5s go up for sale and sell for prices that are just, to me, don't make sense. And I'm wondering what is the cause and what will be the impetus to make it expand. Like, I almost think you need some of these a-holes like Ken Golden or one of these auction houses to like take up Magic and start turning it into a stupid bubble like they did to video games, for people to realize how rare some of these other cards are, but anyway, I don't think that vintage is getting for how rare some of this stuff is. I don't think it has the price point that it should have.
Right.
Is what I'm trying to say,
I want to comment on something that was said in the chat there. Is I know people are saying there's so many TCGs and stuff out now, but look at how many TCGs have kind of gone under as well. So it's not like
no, but I agree that
really killing the market. It's not like Lorcana is really killing the market.
They're taking a chunk. But they're taking a chunk from Magic,
It's still selling like hotcakes. I mean,
no, I know, no, totally, it is. There's no denying it's not like number one, no, number two now because, of course, Pokemon,
Right.
And Coach is right too. Consumer confidence, right?
Yeah. Now that
when they released,
I agree.
MTG 30, when they released that, the amount of entrenched old school collectors that actually just quit and like hung up their hat, that has a reverberating effect to nowadays, because that's why prices aren't high when there's not a crazy amount of people clamoring for it.
I totally agree with M30 being easily, in my opinion, the most the worst product they could ever put out. So
I don't know about the worst product. I think it was the worst tactical move
I don't know.
because
In my opinion, it was the worst product.
it's just well, of course, because it's not good what it represented.
Right.
The product is whatever itself. Like if you really want some ugly bags, altered colors and arts, like whatever, fine. But like I don't know. I just think that was just a poor decision. They didn't make enough to justify it as being like a good sale or anything either. Too.
I agree. I mean,
it just
look,
hurt them.
they had to give it to LGS to try to get rid of it. My LGS still has the one box that they received. Still has it because they still are looking for $1,100 for it. Which if after what, over a year now, they still haven't gotten $1,100. It's probably time to lower that thing a little bit.
1,100 is pretty decent. Send me an email, Cardboard Slender, dualbrainmtg@gmail. That's where I've been responding about that. I appreciate that, by the way.
That or you can go on my website and get it, so I can sell some of what I got of yours.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, and I'll post.
But yeah, I don't know what it's going to take, honestly, to actually give Vintage the next leg up. I'm waiting for that. No. I mean, it should happen naturally, but when you have shit that's been happening in the past few years, it's kind of
I know.
Tough,
what about a new play format?
I feel like they need to freaking just end and start again with like a brand new sets that are like simpler. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just like wipe the foundation clean. Anything before this point is illegal. Anything after this point, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's what it'll take. Like hitting the full effing reset button, full stop, and just start again. Yeah.
So you think?
I think we need sets like Portal. I think Foundations, is like trying to do something like that, but I don't know if it's going to be. I don't know how well that's going to do. You know what I mean?
Sets would be awesome, in my opinion, but
you think Foundations is going to be awesome?
I don't think Foundations is going to be awesome.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Foundations is kind of going back to that, like, Portal starter, those types of things where it's simplified cards.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this execution in this environment will pan out for them. You know? But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think Duskmorn is going to be sick, though, bro.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I've got a ton of Duskmorn coming. I ordered just so I could make sure I get at least 20. I ordered 48 of the Duskmorn Nightmare bundles. I don't know how many I'm actually going to get.
I got 6 myself, and you know me and product nowadays. I don't buy too much product nowadays, but
right.
I got 6 freaking of those Nightmare bundles myself. So one thing that nobody's talking about is the Lurking Evil cards. Did you know that there's in like the regular set, 1/4 of the cards will have alternate art? There's like certain
a little bit about it. I've started following it now.
Yeah, they have like a creature or something lurking in the background in 1/4 of 1 out of 4.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Lurking evil cards are just going to be into like commons and uncommons sprinkled in. I mean, like, I like how they're trying to do stuff like that. Like, that's a good idea. It's 25% of the print run. It's not a big thing, but it helps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
if there's an uncommon in this set that's like a $5 uncommon, and then it's got the Lurking Evil version is going to be like, $15, $20 is actually like a hit to look for. You know what I mean?
Cardboard Splendor. All you got to do is click that link I put in there, and it should take you straight to the page on the website where you can buy the strictly better than war packs.
I agree, Coach. I agree. They are milking people hardcore. I don't like how MTGO now is like Arena is not MTG Online. Like you can't do the redemption sets like you used to. That was sick.
That's gone now?
Right. It's different. Like you can win stuff in Arena, but not like sets, like full sets. It's strange.
Oh, that's right. You're on.
Seasonal lands.
Sorry, I
The
apologize.
seasonal lands. Huh?
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. TCG dude is talking about the seasonal lands in Bloomborough. I agree. That's actually, I feel like, more collectible than most of Bloomborough. Those reprints in in the animation little forest animal art is whatever. Those cards aren't that great, but the textured one, like, they did that right because it's rare and looks nice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they come close to doing the right thing a lot, but hey, they freaking swing and a miss, like hardcore. They miss often. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I actually like the winter bloom lands. Nothing else in bloom, just those lands. Interesting. See, like, that's what I'm saying.
You mean you don't like?
I feel like
you don't like the raised foils?
no, I like that one because they made it rare enough, and it looks nice too. Like that little bit of gold looks nice, but like the regular versions, I don't know. It's just not strong cards. It's silliness. But I guess people like that whole theme. Whatever. It's fine. It's not for me. It's for somebody else. Put it that way. Know what I mean? That's why you pick and choose.
Cardboard bought 2 of your packs. You want me to open them real
sick.
quick?
That's up to him.
So check this out. I just, while I'm waiting for him to respond, I just opened. I was kind of emptying out one of my Dragon's Den so I can get things ready for Tuesday, and I had an Ikoria kind of pack, kind of crack at the bottom. So I went ahead and cracked it open. Ended up getting this nice little triome right here.
Oh, sweet! That's always good.
Yep.
Oh, cardboard splendor. Let's open it.
Into the landscape.
Oh yeah, your landscape. That's smart. All right, let's see. Cardboard Splendor wants to go for it.
All right, so let me see how this looks when it's got the flip around option here. Let me see. I'm gonna adjust. See how this looks. Oh, okay.
Hey, there you go. That looks good.
All right, let me set up here real quick. These are all the packs I just emptied out of the Dragon's Den.
Nice.
All right. So does this look all right, Ed? Can you see this okay? Can everybody see
that looks
this
great,
right?
man.
All right.
That looks great. That looks great.
Nothing that now does this, I know this is our kind of our first time using this dual thing on YouTube. You can't blow one person up and stuff like that,
I don't. I mean, no, I don't think so.
Okay,
It doesn't look like it.
No worries. I'm pretty sure people can see this just fine. I'll just get it close enough to be able to see the cards.
Yeah. I mean, it looks good from my screen.
So the only problem I had with these is that
It's tough to open.
You use so much glue or whatever on there.
It's not. You know what it is? It's the sealant in there. It's so heavy. I know what you mean. It's how this packaging works. It's like a multi-layer material. And
Here's
when you
the
apply
cool thing
heat,
about this, though. You can use this to repackage everything, and it won't tear on you. So that's a great
thing. It is good. I like it. You know, they have paper ones too. I was thinking about those. So it's like actual easy to just rip.
Right. All right. So I'm going to go through these. Since they're your packs, you want to kind of go through them?
So in the first 10 slots are commons from a bunch of different Ravnica sets going back as far as the original Ravnica. So that's the thing about War of the Spark. It takes place on Ravnica. So the theme was all the cards are from Ravnica sets, except for the inserts and like some of the hits. Yeah, so as you see here, we have all this different set like Allegiance. You had Gate Crash. You have Guild Pact. What's the other one? Dissension. OG Ravnica. So yeah, you have it's a pretty good span, hermetically sealed, says Coach. Then of course you gotta have some of the War of the Spark Japanese, because I mean that was the big deal with War of the Spark, was the Japanese version where you got to have the alternate art planeswalkers. And so there's a base, there's some uncommons now, and then you run into the non-basic land slot, and the uncommons, same like thing. It's from a different Ravnica sets from back in the history. So here you go, your non-basic land slot. Some of those can be shocks, and then you have rares. Yep. Most like the first two slots are just gonna be random rares, nothing too crazy, and then you start to get to stuff later on. I think there's a Planeswalker redemption and foil slot. I forget the exact order in the back. I was here to witness foreign in the stash. TCG, dude. There you go. There's your Planeswalker for the pack. That is not the alternate art though. Yes, the only foreign I have in the stash, there's your foil, so I don't think there's a big hit in this pack. I don't think there's any hit in this pack, no. Okay, I was here to witness foreign in the stash, says TCG, dude. Yeah, the only foreign I have actually is Japanese War of the Spark, because these planeswalkers, okay, some of the top hits in these packs are the BGS 9.5 foil planeswalkers. From my own collection that I graded. I went out there and I freaking bought a bunch, graded them, because I was trying to make the whole set in 9.5. So, you buy a bunch of one card, you have to grade a few times before you get your 9.5s. Yeah, there you go, like that.
See, and, I bought a box from you, remember, myself, and
yeah.
I got one of these out of there, so that was pretty nice.
You got lucky, man. And you're lucky. So if you went out there and you bought a bunch of these, nowadays you're lucky if you'll get a 9.5. As time gets further and further away from 2019, when War of the Spark came out, your chances of going out to the wild and buying a raw copy and getting a 9.5 goes down dramatically. So yeah, these things. I don't know. I liked the set a lot, and so that's why I wanted to make these, but I don't think it was everybody's favorite from the lukewarm reaction I've gotten. So yeah, I mean the front of the
they're
pack.
hit and miss. I put together ideas that sometimes sell well, and you put. I mean, it's it is what it is.
Well, but that's the point. You gotta test and experiment, and if you don't take any risks, you'll never have any successes.
Exactly.
So that's what it is. But the front of the pack is more of the experience of Ravnica. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's the thing. It's a fun pack. It can be a big payoff. It can be a big bust. Either way, it doesn't make a difference. Yeah. And honestly, most of the time, it's not even really a bust, because you're getting something that is history. It's back, a lot of people don't have Japanese cards, and they like to get them. I know in Duskmorn they have these special. Don't they have these special Japanese releases coming out?
Yeah. But I think they're going to be English fractured as well. So I'm not sure what people are going to want more, are the Japanese ones or English fractured from Duskmorn. It's going to be interesting, very interesting to see how that pans out. I'm curious as to whether if the Japanese are more desired because they're rarer, because the Japanese is a smaller print run. If people want to buy the Duskmorn Japanese collector boxes versus the English ones, that will be interesting.
Yep. I've got 3 cases of English coming. Because I'm going to be running a big tiny game on that. So
I like that. I mean, there's 2 chases. There's not the raised, the regular raised. I mean, it's not regular, but there's like a crazier version. Oh, Blast Zone. Nice. Yeah. Good card. That's the non-basic slot, I believe. So there's some decent hits in the non-basic slot, and then you got older stuff. I like to see the older stuff, man. That's what I'm a fan of. Oh man, doesn't look like any major hits in here. You'd know it if you got a redemption card, right? So the freaking
Yeah, I would
those
know it.
World Championship cards stand out. Those really stand out. The gold border.
Right.
Nixilis alternate art, nice. Hey, he got a pin. There you go. So if you watch the beginning of my stream at 8 o'clock, you'll see I spun the little raffle. There's little freaking numbers on the balls in there, and if you hit that number, you win the prize. I got a bunch of packs usually, so
Yeah, and a lot
I'll
of
have
times it's a
a pin
vintage
for you.
pack, right? Or it has been.
Sometimes it's like 50-50, especially some of the more the patron stuff is vintage because patrons.
Right.
You got to treat the patrons,
I totally get it. Yep. I
yeah,
eventually am
yeah.
going to open my Patreon. I haven't had a chance to do it yet.
I want to incorporate grading into mine. I think I'm going to grade for people, but I don't know how to make it worth it for them because it's like, I mean, I get it. It's a pain in the ass, right? So if
Yeah.
you send it to me, I'll send it out. I'll fill it out. I'll make it all happen, right? Whatever. But then, like, because you're sending money to me, I have to charge 10% extra because of all the fees I pay, right? PayPal fees, taxes, all that stuff. Thank you, Twiddler, for opening that. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank
I'm gonna
you,
put
Cardboard Splendor, for taking part in that. I
cardboard. I'll put
really do
these in your
appreciate
box. I already have a box started for cardboard, so I'll go ahead and put these
it.
in your
Oh,
box.
okay, sick,
Yeah.
sick. If
I
you
just gotta
if you
send
like
you this.
opening stuff, like we open a lot of vintage stuff here, at Cardboard.
Oh yeah.
So um. Anyway, I forget. Well, I'm freaking. I've been smoking this whole time, so I forgot what the fuck I was talking about now.
And anybody else who wants to get them, I have 14 of them left that Ed sent me. So remember, when you're buying it from me, you're actually buying it from Ed. I'm just
Yeah,
helping him.
he's not making anything on this.
Not a
I
dime.
appreciate that. Yeah.
Yep. I send the money straight over to Ed. So
Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. Freaking the grading on my channel, man. Because of the nature of it, it's like, so you're gonna pay me extra to do it for you. I guess that's fine, but like, where is it worth it for me and them? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really meet up. I don't think.
right.
You know, because I'd be like, look, give me $5 a card. I'll submit it for you. But then you got to pay the 10% extra on top of the fees anyway. It's like, so it's kind of like, I don't know, it doesn't seem to be worth it. But I want to figure that out maybe. I
But I
mean,
think
with
don't you, if
PSA,
you
it's
do
different.
enough of them, don't you get like a discount? If you get a bulk, because you do some of yours, you throw some of theirs in,
That's
so you can
true.
bring
I
the price
used to,
down.
but that was with my old rep, and he's gone. He moved on to actually PSA, and that's
Oh
what I was
wow.
gonna say. With PSA, I could get away with that with PSA because you have to have a subscription to PSA. So that's where the value comes in for people wanting to partake but not want to have the subscription. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I'll think about it. Do you give me
That's Splendor
permission
Pass
to?
right there. So, Splendor, we got plenty whenever you're ready to get it. I mean, I
Yeah,
could
go
fit one
for it.
more. So.
Cardboard Splendor, go for it, man. You
Hey,
that's
and
as far as I'm concerned, that's your video.
so real quick, just to promote real quick, for those of you
Hmm.
who aren't familiar with who I am the Twiddler of Twiddler's Place. You are more than
Put it
welcome
in.
to subscribe. Yeah. Oh, put it in. Put my link in.
Yeah.
I would love that. Obviously, we do a lot of things together. So there's a possibility that you may come to my stream and Ed will be there.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
Freaking I like his Twiddler's games. When I first saw him when he was first starting out, I'm like, okay, this guy's doing this right. Yeah. So that's where we're at. I think I'm gonna call it though, Twiz. I am done. It is 10 o'clock, and I have to be up at 4 a.m. for the freaking flea market.
cool.
Like,
Good luck,
why did I do
man.
this to
That's
myself?
awesome. Those things are just what you're able to get is just phenomenal from time to time. That's crazy.
Sometimes, man. Other times, I end up with like this other collection that I got, where it's gonna be like work, hours and hours and hours of work just to break even.
Listen, you do
It's
it one
ridiculous.
time and get a good hit, it's worth it. You know, one time out of 10, I don't care. Somehow
There
you
was
get it
one
one
card.
time out of every 2.
There was one card in the binder 2 weeks ago for that collection that paid for what I spent both days. So that one card paid for everything. So everything else is like cream on top. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
that was nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. So I saw and I think I can't remember if it was Coach or somebody else, but I know that we were talking in our chat about how horrible it is here in Florida. Me and Kylan both live in Florida, and
Oh, about the flea markets.
right. But what we're talking about doing now is I'm going to start looking for the what's it called when they put a house on the market or all the stuff in the house on a market.
Estate sales.
Estate sale. Thank you very much. We're going to start hitting some estate sales and see, early on a day, and maybe I'll video record that. You can do flea markets. I'll do estate
Of
sales.
course. And there's also places. So if you would do estate sales, I would talk to the auction houses because that's where all the people who have these estates come together and drop their stuff. So it's like you're expanding your net, you know?
Yeah. Well, there are
Yeah.
sites here. I don't know if they're specific to Florida or not, but there are sites that give you a list this weekend. All these houses we're putting on, there's going to be an estate sale, and a lot of times they'll have
Yeah.
listed what is involved in those estate sales. They'll have a whole list of
Yep.
stuff.
Always ask too, man.
Yeah,
Nothing. There's no reason not to ask.
no, not at all. So I'm going
Yeah.
to try and get involved in that. That would be really cool. I
Definitely
keep having
film
these
though
dreams.
before you do it. Like you film before you do it. Do an intro, like just in case. You never know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I could
And
pre-record an intro.
yeah, exactly. I'll be
I'll be like,
doing
hey, I got
a
something
live
here. Let me
at the
walk
flea
outside.
market.
Hold on to this. I'm going to walk back in and do this whole presentation.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like you can't do it once you find it. You got to have the intro and then, you know.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna wrap it up anyway. Thank you for coming, Twizzler. I really appreciate that.
You got it.
Everybody, remember to like and subscribe. Subscribe to this guy as well. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it to the monthly live stream. Tomorrow, I'm going to be at the flea market unless they cancel it because it rained today. But if it's not canceled, I will be there. I will be recording and I will be live. All right,
Sweet.
guys. Have a lovely evening.
Very cool. Take care, guys.
Peace.
Peace.
Yes. Later.